Okay, so for all you guys that are in the US, this is my part 2 of Creatures and Critters. That's up here in Bothas Hill, and we are doing now the reptiles. And I wanted to start early because this western back rattlesnake, which all you Americans will know and fear, is rather mobile at the moment, while its partner is pretty chilled on the top of the rock. So yeah, this is a very venomous snake. If anyone doesn't know, the rattlesnake's name comes from the tail, but you can't quite make out just yet. I'll take it from a different angle, then you'll see the tail. So there you've got the tail, and you'll notice that the tail has got coils. Every year that it grows, it gets a new coil, kind of like the rings of a tree. So this one, who is very, very mobile, so he's been warmed up. He is now expelling some energy, and he is looking around his enclosure. But these, as I said, are venomous. A western back can kill you within 30 minutes if you don't have help. Now these are what you would call hemotoxic, so it affects the blood and it gives necrosis of the tissues. So if this does bite you, you will have necrosion of the tissue, and you will most likely have very bad scars if you do survive the bite. Most people don't die from these because there's a lot of anti-venom available in the areas that they are, but a lot of people every year do die from the western back. From the diamondback. It's the western diamondback. But yeah, you don't want to be bitten by this. Anything that's hemotoxic, that affects the blood cells, it ruptures all the red blood cells, and then it destroys the muscle. So gangrene sets in, even in a good bite, and if it delivers venom, which these often dry bite to conserve venom, but if it does hit you with a full bite, then you are going to, even if you've got anti-venom, you're going to probably have skin grafts being done later. That's how bad hemotoxic venom is to the body. Here is a lovely view of that tail. That's deathly rattle. And that's where the name death rattle comes from. Not what they say from being in a coffin, that's a dead ringer. Death rattle came from the tail of a rattlesnake. A lot of the Native Americans use the tail as a ornament on their bodies, as a fertility type of it's keepsake. So the Native Americans really hold these creatures in high regard. Absolutely beautiful. So let's carry on. Let's look at some other highly venomous snakes. Let's see if we can find what's in here. Now you'll see some shedding up at the top. I am having trouble finding what is in here. Probably a burrower. Let's look. Yeah, there we go. This is stunning. This is a Bothas viper. If you can see through the glass. Okay, Bothas viper is indigenous, I think, to the Indonesian areas where they sit in the trees waiting to hit birds. They are very toxic. Their venom is neurotoxic, which affects the nerves of whatever it attacks, leaving you with paralysis and then death. And here again we have the mangrove viper. The mangrove viper is another one of the viper species, so that's hemoglobic. So the poison is a blood poison, so it's hemotoxic. That's not a nice snake to be bitten by. We have more here, just the bush viper. These are very similar to your Russell's viper. There's another beautiful one down there. See the different colorings? I think that's male and female. Now, let's move to the non-venomous. So we've got corn snakes, your usual corns. You've got another corn here. There's an albino corn snake. And these go for about 900 Rand to 1,000, just depending. Albinos are more expensive, obviously, but they also have a lot more upkeep. Like this one's 900 for a normal corn, or they call them caramel. Another corn. And these originate in the States. Corn snakes, you find them in cornfields. My favorites, blood pythons, are beautiful. Not my favorite, but one of my favorites. Ball pythons are my absolute favorite pythons. But yeah, these are about 3,000 Rand each. They are really stunning looking snakes. Like their coloring is just absolutely superb. And here we have another corn snake, and again another corn snake. This one's a lot bigger. This one is the blood python. Now we'll go to a very deceptive snake. This one is the milk snake. Now this looks identical, if you know your snakes, to, not identical, but pretty much to a coral snake, which is extremely venomous. But this is a milk snake. It has no venom. So if you look at the bands, when the red touches the black, that's when it's all right. But when the red touches the white, that's when you know that it's not a milk snake. So the colors on the band itself, the red and the white, if that touches and you don't have the black next to each other, that's a coral. A milk snake has always got that band between the black. So these are non-poisonous. They just mimic the coral snake that is super venomous. I mean, I think it's part of, and that is cytotoxic, so that goes to your nerves. Again, you don't really want to be bitten by that unless you have anti-venom. Coral snake, I think, is parts, I might be mistaken, but I think it's part of the crate family, which is one of the most poisonous snakes that there is. They are the descendants of the sea snakes that we get that have the most venom for any snake on the planet. And down here we have the beautiful ridge-tailed monitor. Let's see if we can see him. Absolute beautiful. I had one of these when I was younger. Now there's a lot of laws to get them. You need licenses. But these monitors make incredibly good pets. They get very big, but they are like dogs when you get them nice and social. Black rat snake, but he's an albino. North American snake. And then let's see, here we got night. This is the Mexican night snake. And you can buy these, even venomous, but you need a license for these. And this is very venomous. It's again hemotoxic. You don't want that. Taiwanese rat snake, that is not toxic. This one, we're gonna have to look at the most beautiful Macrops viper. This one is very similar to your vine vipers. They are beautiful green, and they stay like this still in this position for weeks sometimes, waiting for that bird to get in the wrong place, and then it will strike. This viper, I'm not 100% sure. I think it's also hemotoxic, which is not good news. Basically anything that is hemotoxic is something you want to stay away from. Cytotoxic, at least you don't have long-term effects. Grey rat snake. There's a Ridley's up here, but I can't see him. And then we have our puffy. There's a puff adder up here. If you can see him, let me know in the comments because I cannot see him. He is very well hidden. And now we will move over to our bush viper. Hey? Where's the puffy? Yeah, I was looking at this one here. There's another puffy up here. I mean, sorry, not puffy. It's another viper up there. Oh, let's look around there. Okay, so my fiance has found, which I can just make out, but there's a big puffy if he's still here, which I'll show you guys. But here is the bush snake, the bush viper. This is called a variable bush viper. Very toxic. Again, I think it's hemotoxic. And then here, the white-lipped tree. This one is one of my favorite vipers, which is the white-lipped tree viper. They call it the white lip because of that little yellow, but sometimes they're very white on the mouth. These come from Southeast Asia. They are everywhere in the jungles of Southeast Asia. Eyelash. Yeah, this one's an eyelash viper. So I'm in fact going to take a photo to put this on my thumbnail. Yeah, sure, no problem.
Are you filming a YouTube video?
Yes, I am.
What's your YouTube video called?
It is called OneTakeTobi.
OneTakeTobi.
Yes.
Oh wow.
So you're welcome to have a look at it. Do you want to say hi to everyone?
Hello.
Have you just come from your karate?
Yeah.
Ah, lovely. Where do you do karate?
I went for competition. I came first and first.
Ah, well done. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Ah. Cheers, goodbye. So that was a lovely little gentleman telling me about his karate championship that he came first in. Excellent. I love that. As someone that does MMA myself, I love seeing when kids come into the sport at that young age. And there we have an eyelash viper. And here we have again, that's the eyelash viper again. So there's two. See the difference in colors? I think it has to do with the male and the female. These are South Central America that these come from. Let's see if we've got anything down here. Spotted heart. No, those aren't. That's awesome. But this one, yeah. This is a horned viper or nose horned viper. So you see there's a little horn on the nose of this viper. Now the reason for that is that when they lie in wait and if a leaf falls on their face, it lifts it away from their eyes so they can still see their prey that comes across them. They have also been known to sit still like this for weeks upon weeks waiting for the right time to strike. So that is a absolutely beautiful shot of, there we go, of a nose horned viper. You'll find that our South African species of viper that is the largest viper in the world, being the, just popped out of my mind now, the gaboon viper. The gaboon viper has got the largest fangs of any viper in the world and is the largest of the breed, and its fangs can go for 2 inches. Now picture a 2-inch fanged viper that also has slight horns on its nose that allows it to see even when there are leaves that have fallen on top of it. They can commonly go for a year without a meal. If they had eaten a big meal, they can go for a year without eating. So that's at the end. Let's just see if there's anything else before we finish. Okay, it's a rat snake, a nice big one. These ones are awesome. These rhino rat snakes are really cool to look at because obviously you'll see it's got that rhino nose. Here are 2 of them in here. And they have a proper rhino nose on them. I'm not sure what the purpose of that nose is for. If it was just an adaptation of when they left the egg to help them break through the egg. But yeah, they have this beautiful look to them. These are not for sale. And there's another rat. These are radiated rat snakes. Again, these are Asian. These aren't your American ones. You have more. These are Ridley's rat snakes that are from Thailand. There's a boa. These are the snakes I love. There's a boa, and it's a beaut. This is your Dumeralis boa. Let me just get a better shot here. Just drinking a little bit of water. What a beautiful shot. Let me get it right on the glass. You can see the snake, and then there's the body. If you ever want one of these as a pet, you can get them. They are not, there's no endangeredness on these, but beware of mites, because they do get mites very easily. So you need to then put them in a bath to get all the mites out, because they go underneath the scales of these vipers. Looks like this one had a little bit of a fight or something with the damage to its scales at the back. Shame, let's leave this one. But he is beautiful. So that's your viper. Oh, that's your boa. Now that's not poisonous. There's no poison. They're constrictors, and they can make nice big poos. And remember, all snakes, they've got a cloaca, so they don't have a separate place for them to defecate and to urinate, so it's all in the same place. So I want to show you one of South Africa's, I know there's lots of sounds here about the chickens, but one of South Africa's most feared snakes, the second most, and that is a green mamba. So that there, we're going to get a good shot of that mamba. That is a green mamba. That's one of them, and there's the second one. Now this is still not nearly as dangerous or scary as the black. And they did have a black mamba here. I'm not sure if they still do, but they did have a black. So let's keep an eye on here. What we have here. There. That's a crocodile or an alligator. I'm not sure at this age. Let's look at him from underneath. Makes me think it's an alligator. My American friends can tell me if I'm right or wrong, but this, I can't see any, even at this age, but I can't see any of the teeth. So I'm thinking this is an alligator, not a crocodile. Any of my American friends can tell me if this is an alligator or a crocodile. Looks like an alligator. So that was actually quite lucky that we saw that one, because you don't see that often. Sorry, one question. That's alligator or crocodile?
It's caiman.
Is that a caiman? Okay, so crocodile. Okay, so these are caiman crocodiles. They are not alligators, they're caimans. They're babies. Like pretty much just past hatchlings. I think they're yearlings. There's another, so there's two in here. You'll see up here, there's another one. And these are caiman crocodiles. So they're the smaller breed. They're not like saltwaters, where saltwater crocodiles are massive. These are a lot smaller than their saltwater cousins. And then we're back to the rattlesnakes. So we've done a full turn. There are some more here. The bottom one here is a very large, I think, if I'm not mistaken, this one is, if I can't really see him, This is a Burmese, I think. Is this the Burmese? The Burmese. Which one? Sorry? The? Okay. Let's have a look at this. I can't see much of it, but it's either reticulated or it's a Burmese. It looks like a Burmese to me. I've owned 3 Burmese. I love them. They're my second favorite next to the ball python. So, well, second, third favorite. The blood pythons are also there with the ball pythons, but the Burmese are just awesome pets. But the problem is they can get extremely big. So if you are looking at this here, you might just see the bit of the body. I mean, it's massive. It's got a diameter of about 30 centimeters. It's really a big boy. Rat snake. This is a California king. I had one of these. It's my first snake I ever had was a California king, but a banded. Let's see if there's anything here. Oh, grey rat snake. Just plain.
Oh, no crickets in it.
Ah, there we go.
Have Madagascan hissing cockroaches.
There's the puff adder. Guys, if you want, that is South African puff adder. That is what you do not want to find when you walk in.
They're fine.
They stay still, and if this strikes, this is again hemotoxic, so it's straight for the blood, and you're not going to have a nice experience with this. Even with antidotes, you will have severe scarring for the rest of your life, as it destroys every bit of muscle that poison goes up. You need to tourniquet, you need to get anti-venom ASAP. Now to look back down here at the blood python that's got a massive, this is not a Burmese like I thought, it's a blood python, like the ones that we saw there, but a big, very big blood python. Like, they are stunning, but very few people can keep these. There's the head, found the head. There's the head of the blood python just sitting up. Look at the size. And then it's a big boy. That must weigh around 70 kgs. And then here you have puffies. There's another rattlesnake, but this is not the western back. You can see by the patterning on the back. This is the prairie rattlesnake. Just as poisonous, hey? It's a Gila monster. These things are blue tongue skinks. They are toxic apparently. I also was surprised when I first heard that a skink, not a Gila monster, the skink is family of the Gila and have got a poisonous bite.
It's got gills.
Yeah, it's a skink. It's an amphibious, so it can go in full water or it can actually survive outside of water. So it's got both. Let's have a look. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So this is the blue tongue skink, amphibious, so they can live in this or in water. They've got very small legs, which is what makes you know that it's a skink. It's almost like a snake that still has legs. Oh, we just missed it yawning. Oh, what a pity. We just missed this yawn with its full-size fangs that came out of this puffy. Let's see if I get lucky. And I will pause the video here. Anyway, we're going to go back to the blue tongue skink, going to its little corner there. Now, I never knew, but these are actually venomous, which I'm still not sure is correct, but apparently they share something with the Gila monsters. And I know Gila is, I thought was the only venomous lizard on the planet other than the kimono. But the kimono doesn't have venom, it's just got bacteria in its saliva. So I'm going to pause again there, and we'll see if I can get that other puffy to yawn. Okay guys, I missed the yawn. Unfortunately, you could see the full there. Yep, there it goes. Look, there it goes. Oh, look at that. Oh man, that is impressive. That is impressive. The size of those fangs puncturing you, you do not, even though this is beautiful and absolutely gorgeous, you do not want to be bitten by this. You are guaranteed to either lose a lot of muscle or have an amputation if you survive. So I'm going to end it there because that was just perfect. Thank you so much for joining me here at Creatures and Critters up at Bothas Hill. If you're in the area or if you live in Durban, make the trip, come up to Creatures and just have a look at the things they have. Look at the, everything from the boas to your skinks to even little bearded dragons, little babies. But these make the best pets. Bearded dragons make one of the best pets you can get. Obviously, I'm a bit biased towards iguanas. I love iguanas, but these make great pets. So thanks a lot for joining me on this trip. And if I can convince my fiancée to take something home with me, I will, but I doubt it. She is very convincing. So let's just leave it at that. Okay, so cheers. Thanks for watching this beautiful place, which you can spend hours at. And we end right where we left. And that is with the King of Africa. The King of Africa, the puff adder. And I think I might put that as my screenshot, as my thumbnail.